Starkey Cross. Hi, my name is Anna and I'm a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton and I am a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with a debut reaction to the very highly anticipated ENHYPEN.
Yes, so some of you may have seen when we reacted to some island videos on our channel before. On those, we got a lot of comments asking us to react to an ENHYPEN like guide. But Peyton has a friend, a wonderful friend.
I have a wonderful friend who, as soon as we released the first island reaction, texted me and goes, "Hello, would you like a crash course in the members?" And I was like, okay. And she watched the show and she has followed them very closely since then. She made us an entire presentation on the members to give us a crash course. Thank you very much. I know you're watching this.
It was very memey and wonderful.
Yeah, it was right up our alley. So we apologize we didn't do a guide reaction, but this was personalized.
Yes, so we've seen that and we've seen the teasers for this. So we are reacting to ENHYPEN's debut music video, Given-Taken. And there is a hyphen in the title. Ooh. That being said, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh.
P.
뭐야?
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable when they're just like letting it fall.
This, like in the teasers,
it sounds like a harp. Fun facts about Peyton, she used to play the harp. Oh.
It really is very like horror film.
I was gonna say, this might be right up your alley.
Yeah.
But this contrast is really interesting. Of classical instrument with really big distortions.
Ooh.
Fate? Oh?
He was trained at the ankle.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a really cool dance move.
Yeah. They're all connected.
Ooh, I like that part too.
Oh, he dyed his hair! Or bleached it. Wait, but like, I really like that harp line. Because it's still playing. Oh! Aww. Wow. Yeah, this is what it makes me think of, like the creepy, like, child thing.
What?
Huh? Oh. Oh? Bats? Are they vampires?
I really like that move. It's very creepy.
Oh.
And that one gives me...
It makes me think of Thriller.
That's what I was just thinking too!
Maybe it's also because like Full Moon came out. Oh no, I don't like that. That's creepy. That's really creepy. bro. He is a vampire. I was right.
The showcase is actually happening right now, like it's streaming right now. And so I actually did just watch the live stage, but I can't rewind it. So I can't be like, oh wait, I want to see that part again. So I'm just gonna say two things about the dance from the music video. The first thing, so I really liked the choreography for the given and taken in the chorus because it just like illustrates what they're going for so well, because on the given, they do a body roll, and oftentimes when you're teaching body rolls, you talk about like pouring yourself out or like pouring yourself into a mold. So it's like you're giving something, and it's also really drawn out. And then it's very aggressively ended on the taken, where they like pull on their hips and like lock into position. And it's just a lot more aggressive to end it. Taken itself is also just a more aggressive word because it's implying that it's not offered. And that's like exactly the style of dancing that they went with there. And so every time that happened, I was like, oh, that's really nice choreography. The other thing that really stuck out to me was the monster move, whatever you want to call it, where they're in the huddle, but they're in a clump and they're doing inverted attitude walks forward. And it's kind of like they're rocking and then rocking. And I really like that movement too. And the impression that it gives when you're doing it all together versus spread out, because I've seen it spread out too before, it's a lot more ominous when you do it all together. It's like this form is coming for you, and it just matched with the concept so well. And also it just looks really cool. Like I just love that move. It's kind of like an illusion, but it's just such a good one. Like I really like it. But also I am all about this concept. Like if you've ever watched any of our reactions on this channel, you will know that I love like the horror, the dramatics, like all of that. I do still have some questions about it though, because I haven't quite figured out what the thing in the desert is. But overall, the horror concept, like I am here for it. Sign me up. I am sold. The last thing I wanted to say was about their acting in it. They really have like the blank stare that's creepy nailed down, because that's a little bit harder to do, because it's very easy to just like blank stare. And you could get by with that. And I've seen that a lot in more of these like creepy concepts where it is just like a very blank stare, nothing happening behind the eyes. But they had like the creepy intensity behind it where their eyes are a little bit like, you basically have to squint your eyes a little bit so that it looks like there's a little bit more intensity there. So instead of it's, and they did it so well. I was like, wow, good job. So yeah, I really enjoyed that song. Like I had a feeling that I would after watching their island performances, but like I really enjoyed this. So congratulations on your debut. Anna's turn.
For the eyes thing, I was gonna be like, Peyton would know. She's played a lot of creepy characters before.
I'm gonna have.
Okay, but to start for my comments, not considering the teasers, it was like, I don't know what I was expecting from their debut, but it wasn't this. Because whenever Peyton and I, whenever we talk about like rookie groups, like, or just like debuts for on this channel in K-pop, it's always like a lot of energy. But this was like, it's very interesting because it was like that energy was already controlled and restrained. And maybe it's because like they already have all that experience from like their survival show and like they want to show it differently. So I think that that's what it is. I just like really enjoyed this because they like did things that I have yet to see / have not seen a lot of in the K-pop world yet. And I'm going to say it's the harp line. Minus like them singing when you're thinking about the song, it is the focus of this. And I mentioned in the reaction too, like that contrast of this like super classical instrument when people think of it with like the distorted synth sounds that you hear. But also here is where I'm going to say my comment that I feel really dumb because this song is in 6/8 and I didn't realize when we were reacting. But in my defense, I was extremely distracted by the storyline of this music video. So apologize for that. And also in my defense, we have done a reaction recently where the song we were reacting to felt like it was in 6/8, but it was really just the triplets and the song was in 4/4. So maybe I like subconsciously had that reservation in my mind. Like, I'm not gonna get tricked again, but it actually is in 6/8 this time. So, cause like the harp is outlining it the whole time. And also the chorus is outlining 6/8 cause the da 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 da, it's just singing on every beat. But moving on from my embarrassment about that, so the second half of the chorus, the melody is doubled by this like high synth line, which is really pretty. A high-pitched and brighter sound makes you think of like twinkling stars in the sky, especially because it's like moving a lot. So that kind of ties into like the nighttime shots that they have eventually. But the way that the sound carries for that line, it's very tinny. The way it resonates is very like open, and when things resonate in that way, it's very off-putting and it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, which makes sense because this is a horror concept. And the stars that make you think of the night sky is actually because vampire. So basically what I'm saying with this is like, it's really interesting how they take elements of the song and it subconsciously is making you think of the storyline of this like concept in a music video. But yeah, okay, I'm done now.
Anna, will you TLDR for us?
Yes. So TLDR for this video is ENHYPEN finally debuted after weeks of rigorous competition in Ireland. Congratulations. And they debuted with a really different title track, Given-Taken, with a very interesting storyline music video concept. And I think we're both very curious to see if the storyline is going to continue with like future releases that they have. But yeah, I think we both really liked it.
So that being said, if you enjoyed this reaction video and you also enjoyed ENHYPEN's debut, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe,
Ding!
turn on your notification bell, and bye!
Bye!